PEMRA. PEMRA stands for the Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority. It is the regulatory body in Pakistan responsible for overseeing and regulating electronic media, including television, radio, and, with amendments in 2009, digital and new media platforms. The primary purpose of PEMRA is to ensure ethical broadcasting practices, uphold content standards, and address public concerns related to electronic media. PEMRA Ordinance. The PEMRA Ordinance refers to the legal framework established in 2002 in Pakistan, creating the Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority, PEMRA. This ordinance outlines the regulations and guidelines for electronic media, including broadcasting standards, licensing procedures, and mechanisms for addressing grievances. It serves as the basis for PEMRA's authority to regulate and oversee the electronic media landscape in Pakistan, ensuring compliance with ethical and legal standards. Amendments made in 2009 expanded the ordinance to include digital and new media platforms, reflecting the evolving media landscape. Rules and regulations of PEMRA Ordinance. The rules and regulations outlined in the PEMRA Ordinance include provisions related to licensing, content standards, and enforcement. Here are some key aspects. 1. Licensing. PEMRA is responsible for issuing and revoking licenses for electronic media. The ordinance defines the criteria and procedures for obtaining license, outlining the obligations and responsibilities of license holders. 2. Content standards. The ordinance sets guidelines for the content broadcasted on electronic media. It aims to ensure that content aligns with societal values, respects cultural norms, and avoids offensive material. PEMRA has the authority to take action against content that violates these standards. 3. Complaints and grievances. Mechanisms are established for addressing complaints from the public. PEMRA is tasked with investigating complaints related to broadcasting content, licensing issues, or any violation of the ordinance. 4. Advertising regulations. The ordinance regulates advertising on electronic media, ensuring that advertisements comply with ethical standards and do not mislead the audience. 5. Penalties and enforcement. PEMRA is empowered to enforce penalties for non-compliance with the ordinance. This includes fines, license revocation, or other punitive measures against broadcasters violating rules and regulations. Amendment and impose. The amendments to the PEMRA Ordinance were introduced in 2009. This amendment expanded the authority of the Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority, PEMRA, to include digital and new media platforms. The changes reflected the need to regulate online content providers and adapt to the evolving media landscape. The specific date of when the amendments were officially imposed may require referring to the official legal documents, such as government publications or legislative records, for precise details.